Thanks for coming to the North Film Festival here at the Producers Club and Theater here in New York by Times Square. I'm Caddy Boy Records. What's your name, sir?
My name is Bryan Young.
Hey, Brian. What film do you have in the North Film Festival today?
My film's called The Lost Boys.
I like that. What gave you that concept?
The Lost Boys is an allusion to Peter Pan, and The Lost Boys doesn't have anything to do with vampires, but really, I have been really obsessed since I was a little kid about the idea that The Lost Boys and Peter Pan was actually a metaphor for dead kids, right?
Okay,
Like Peter Pan ushers the Lost Boys. They don't grow up because they're
I
yeah.
never thought about that perspective. That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. So that's kind of one of the themes of my short film.
How long did it take to shoot the film?
We had two and a half shooting days. It's only 9 minutes, and we had 3 locations, so it was a pretty tight shoot. Yeah. So
What about the writing process?
the writing process was really interesting. I was sort of really. I really wanted to write a film that I could shoot in a very compact manner. I really wanted to limit myself in locations and actors and everything, and I was going out hiking. And I was like, well, how can I limit myself? What assets do I have around? Where could I shoot? What actors do I have access to? And I went up on the mountain, and I was hiking for about an hour and a half, and when I came down from the mountain, I had the idea for the short film completely crystallized in my head, and I came back down. I drove straight home after I got back, and I wrote it in about 2 hours, and I was just pouring tears.
binge.
Yeah. It was fast, and then coincidentally, literally the very next day, I was having a meeting with a guy I know who runs a nonprofit that has to do with mental health and filmmaking. So he uses filmmaking to. It's called mental health. Mentally health, mental healthy FIT.
Okay.
And what they do is they use film, both watching films to raise awareness of mental health issues,
Yes.
but also training people to use filmmaking as a way to cope with mental health. And
that's nice.
and what they do is they give grants to filmmakers who make films that have things that are related to mental health issues.
Yeah.
And I told him about the script I'd written the day before, and he goes, "Well, I'll give you a grant for it." So I was able to start putting money together immediately, and that was September of 2023. So I shot it in February 2024, which is a year ago now. And it was a really fast process, and it felt like everything came together in the right way at the right time.
So how was it? How far was distribution, getting it out there? How did you go through that process?
So as far as distribution, the only thing we've done so far is film festivals. We've been this is the North Film Festival. I think is our 20th film festival. We've won 9 awards so far.
Congratulations.
And thank you. It's been doing really well, and hopefully, if we get some distribution, that would be great. But it's a short film, so I don't expect it to get. I don't expect it to make its money back, which is why I got grants for it rather than trying to ask people for money for it.
Right.
So nobody's going to be losing any money on it.
Right. So what's next? I mean, what are you thinking? Are you going to do another short? You're going to do another feature? I know you probably have something in the works.
I've got a short and a feature I'm working on.
Okay.
I'd really like to take the short and make it a feature.
That'd be good. Yeah.
To
Or
do
series?
to take the short and get a feature together. I've been doing this a long time, and I've always wanted to do. Well, I've done some features and some documentary work, but I really want to do a feature at the level of financing that will allow me to focus on directing and writing rather than everything else.
Yeah,
That
there's a lot of stuff to do.
yeah, no, and this short film was really the first time I was able to do narrative filmmaking where I had the money and the budget to have everything taken care of so I could focus on performance and I could focus on getting the shots right. And I think it shows in the final product.
That's good. So shooting time.
Yeah, shooting time, like I said, we shot for 2.5 days. and they were kind of miserable days. If you see the film, the brunt of the shoot is in a cemetery.
Okay.
And like I said, it was in February, and we were shooting in Salt Lake City
Oh, wow.
in February, and it was a day we had to, because we had to file permits so far in advance to shoot in a public cemetery, we couldn't really control the weather. And we had rentals, we had cast, we had everything scheduled for one day, and, watching the weather 10 days out, 12 days out, 14 days out. It was like, okay, we're clear. And as we got closer, it was like, there's rain, there's not rain, there's rain, there's not rain, there's snow, there's not snow. And we get to the day of shooting. The day before, it was like, okay, we've got a 6-hour window where there's no rain. And then on the morning of, it switched. And the 6 hours we had the permit for, it was raining. Wow. So you'll see in the short film that it's raining. And it looks amazing.
That's good then.
It looks incredible, but it was a very grueling shoot, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I got really sick after the shoot for a week or so because it was I couldn't afford to stand under umbrellas and not pay attention to everything, and so I just got soaking wet the whole time. And the cast, one of the cast members was my 9-year-old.
Oh, man.
And he was just like, he would do 2 or 3 lines and go like, I need to go get warm, and he'd go sit in the car. And so it made the shoot last sort of longer.
Yeah.
So it was really grueling. Everything else was indoors, so it wasn't a big deal, but that one day was it was brutal, and everybody was cold and tired and miserable, but it was worth it, and I think
And you got through it.
and we got through it, and I think the production value of that rain makes it look like we almost did it on purpose.
Okay. So where can people find your social media, and they can watch the film or clips or anything of the film?
So if you go to my website, all my social media and my website is all at swankmotron.com. All my social media is at swankmotron, whether that's Blue Sky, Instagram, wherever. If you want to look up the film, it's swankmotron.com/lostboys.
Okay.
And hopefully, if we get through our festival run, either we're going to get distribution or I'll release it for free online. It's only 9 minutes, so doing clips is really hard, especially since it sort of unwinds in a really interesting way. But yeah, there's definitely places to check it out. There's lots of information and lots of pictures about it, and you can see all the behind-the-scenes pictures of me.
That'd be good, yeah. All
Yeah.
the extra stuff and
Yeah.
believe it, we all like that. Like, short films or big films, I love the outtakes, and I like seeing the process, like what you guys have to go through to shoot the film and stuff like that. Like, I'll stay after for that, and I'll be the one that click on the link. Like, so these are all the outtakes and all that, and the funny stuff and the silly stuff and what we had to go through. And
There's a lot of photos of me drowning in the rain.
see, you have to air that as an extra clip when you guys release it.
Yeah, no, we will, because there's lots of it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So your boy Caddy checking out from the North Film Festival here at the Producers Club and Theater. Thank you for coming. Have a great day.